Ed Vaizey, Member of Parliament for Wantage and Shadow Minister for the Department of Culture, Media and Sport.
Do you think it's time we stop viewing sports as an issue of private enterprise and football as an issue for private companies and start considering them a cultural issue?
Well, I think sport is a community issue, so while a lot of sports clubs are owned by private companies or private individuals, they're very much part of their community. I'm president of a football club in my constituency, Didcot Town Football Club, which is a members club, and it's an incredibly important part of the community, and it works hand in hand with the council. The council help move the stadium to its new location, they help build the stadium, and they work very well together because our council, Conservative controlled South Oxfordshire District Council, recognises that Didcot Town Football Club is a great asset to the local community. So it's a public-private mix. It's very, very important that local government gets involved with sport.
So when it comes to redeveloping a stadium, from experience, you feel that a council should be leading the project?
Absolutely. For a project like the one that you guys have got so passionate behind in terms of getting a stadium for York, that is something that the council can lead, because there are lots of planning issues involved. Councils have a brilliant way of being able to lever out money and grants. We're planning to increase the amount of money available to sport through the National Lottery, and if you make applications for money with the council backing you and saying we're full square behind this, we're going to make it happen, it makes the job 10 times easier.
Do you support the use of public funds for this sort of initiative?
Well, it's a tricky issue. I mean, it's important that when public funds are used, they're put for community use. So you wouldn't, for example, give lottery money to Chelsea Football Club, which is privately owned. You might give lottery money to a stadium that was going to be used by the community. If the individual football club didn't own it, if the local authority owned the stadium and leased it to the football club or the rugby club, then in principle there's no reason why lottery funds couldn't be used.
And you'd hope to be working within the next few weeks at the Department for Culture, Media and Sport. Would you be willing to back central government funding and assistance to this sort of project?
As I say, lottery funding is available, but also we plan to put the three sports quangos together to make it easier to get sports funds available, get rid of the there's too much bureaucracy around. With the Olympics coming up, again, sport is going to be an absolutely central focus for the next government. So we would be delighted as a government, if we're lucky enough to win the election, to work with York City Council to make this project happen.
Local cities such as Hull and towns such as Doncaster have had massive investments in their new stadiums, and they've used it as a centre of redevelopment. People in York might feel that because it's a relatively prosperous city, they're missing out. Do you think that's fair?
Well, I think again it's about the vision of the local council. If people understand that this is a huge opportunity, I mean, we're standing outside York City Art Gallery. Culture is an incredibly important part of regeneration and keeping a town alive. And I think what people have to understand is that if you have a sports stadium, if you have a great art gallery and so on, these are reasons to come and live in a city. It's a reason to locate your business, because you know that people who come and work for you are going to have great things to do in the city. So it should be seen as part of, even if the city is prosperous already, it should be seen as one of the pillars that maintains that prosperity.
And would you call on everyone involved in local government in York to sort of band together and help get this built?
Well, my understanding is that for the last 8 years people have been talking about a new stadium for York. I think it's a visionary idea, it's a great project, and the City Council should see this as a massive opportunity to give a great focus for sport in York.
Absolutely fantastic. And would you be willing at the department to help in our aim?
I'd be very happy to work with you. We've got a shadow sports spokesman called Hugh Robertson, who I hope will be the Minister for Sport after the next election, and I'm certainly going to make sure Hugh is briefed on this and ready and willing to help if York City Council wants to go ahead.